Hey, good evening, man. Good evening. Good evening. I wanted to jump on here real quick. I, I was gonna type, but I just felt like it's just better to come on here and talk directly. Um, this won't be long at all because I gotta go get me some food. Uh, but I wanted to jump on here real quick and respond to a post that someone just made and tag me in it on the What's Happening in Marion page. And I wanted to jump on real quick. And the thing I wanted to jump on and answer directly. And I said, this is, hey, let's clear the air real quick. Let's clear the air. And I think it's very necessary. One, I understand, and I say this all the time. I understand everybody may not agree with the methodology or agree with me. Everybody ain't gonna like it. Listen, there's something in life that's straight up and down what it is. Everybody's not gonna like it. Everybody's not gonna agree with you. Some people you may be cool with for a little bit, but you realize they're not your cup of tea, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all, right? But with that being said, what I do want to ask the question is, we have to be intellectually honest and not intellectually dishonest when we are having discord or we're having a dialogue or we're having a conversation, right? Um, and we have to really be honest. And what I mean by really being honest, we got to be honest with ourselves about our own biases that shapes our mindset. We got to be honest, and I'm gonna get there real quick. But I want to preface this because I'm gonna be very pointed in this discussion. So there was somebody who asked a question. I'm not gonna call a name, but they know who it is. And this is the funny thing. I'm not looking for people to agree with me. That's not what I've been. That's never been the goal. I've clearly articulated, clearly put it out from the beginning that I feel that this is divine. The things that I'm doing as far as with just raising awareness, sharing information, presenting truth, presenting facts, educating the community. I feel like this is divine. I also understand there will be opposition. There will be opposition, and I welcome opposition. I welcome people to disagree with it. But let's be honest about what my motives are. And I've been clear from day one. Now, this is what I want to say. I want to say this and I want to put this out there. I have never been personal. I've been pointed. I've been direct. I've been candid. I have never been personal about anybody, any elected official. I have never been personal. Anybody that I brought up, I stick with facts. That's what I deal with, facts. I've never been personal. It is not an obsession. Right. I just want people to say that because I shared a photo earlier today. Somebody sent me that photo because the awareness in the community is raised. Somebody sent me that photo and I shared the photo of Albert Turner sitting in the county vehicle in front of his business. And I saw an individual like, well, what's wrong with that? Well, what's wrong with him stopping by his personal business? Right. My thing is, why are you driving the county vehicle all of the time? You always in the county vehicle. You're not always doing county business. But let me get to the individual who made the comment. Right. The comment was in the sense of it's okay to have disagreements, but it becomes to be obsessive and it's concerning. No, what it is you don't like the fact that I'm presenting facts. Like I've never said anything personal. Never said anything personal. And you know what's funny? The people that have the most oppositions are the people that support the people that's responsible for the chaos, the dysfunctions, the disorganization, the mismanagement, the misappropriation, the alleged theft, the alleged criminal behavior. They are the ones that support those people. And it's evident because the only thing you got to go to their page and you see they support these people. And you never hear them say anything. When the water go out, you don't hear the people that support Dexter Hinton, the mayor of Marion. You don't hear them say nothing about it. But if I come on and I show the audit that the city of Marion had because the mayor didn't show it, then all of a sudden I'm getting personal. That is intellectually dishonest. That's showing that you are lacking the mental capacity to recognize that you're being biased. And your bias is what your bias is doing. Your bias is limiting your ability to operate with logic and reason. It's okay if you don't like what I'm doing. But to say that I'm getting personal, I ain't never been personal. And you know what's funny? I've never hear those same people be like, when those other people, when these elected officials been personal, when an elected official talk about my medical condition, when the elected officials put out rumors and lies about my father, when the elected officials do all this other stuff, I never hear you say nothing. And I've 100% taken the high road. It's okay for you to disagree, but you to try to spin it. Listen, you know what's funny? For years, let's get direct. Let's get direct. Because the individual that made the comment, I see that you are a huge supporter of the mayor of Marion, Alabama. Where has been your critique of the mayor of Marion, Alabama and his mismanagement with city funds? Where have been your critique? Where have been your critique of his complete show of incompetence as a mayor being in that position for 9 years? Where have been your critique at? Where's your critique? You know why? Because you remain silent, because you like that individual. And that is the reason why we are in the condition that we're in Perry County right now. Because we don't want to hold people accountable because they are homeboys, our homegirls, our cousins, our friends, and our families. And this is what accountability looks like. Accountability doesn't discriminate. Accountability don't be quiet. You know what's funny? This is the other thing that's funny with that. Out of all of the lies that I've shared, like you said, you made a comment about me with Albert Turner. While I was on live, Albert lied again and said that he shared it again. He said that he secured $500,000 for Perry County for fiscal year 25-26. He just posted that today. And I went and I shared that the state of Alabama approved the fiscal year budget in spring of 2025. So how did he go and secure that right now when it was already voted for last year? But you don't say nothing about it. And because he lies all the time and everybody just got so conditioned to him lying and him not being challenged, it looks like I'm obsessed when I call him out. But that's accountability. That's not obsession. And understanding the differences in words. See, accountability looks like an attack to those who don't want to be held accountable. And for those who allies with those that are responsible and being held accountable, you look like you view it as is an attack. You view it as if it's personal, but it's not personal. It's not personal. And that's being intellectually lazy and intellectually dishonest. And I was going to type up a response. I said, let me come on and let me express it. Let me lay it out so you can understand it. Listen, this is what accountability looks like. I ain't yet to say nothing personal about anybody. Nothing personal. Nothing. And the whole thing about it, with all of it is, I don't mind. I welcome people to disagree with me, but at least be factual. Be factual. Be factual. Everything I do, I deal with facts and truth. I provide it that it can be verified. I show people, I educate people on things and processes. Yesterday, Albert lied to me talking about the Freedom of Information Act to get it. That's a lie. And I proved that that was a lie. But did you have a problem with that? Did you have a problem with that? Do you have a problem with Albert always taking credit from it? This man lied yesterday saying that he got $5 million for Uniontown and he had nothing to do with that. He lied like he had something to do with the $1 million. That was began with former Commissioner Cedric Hudson, and it was followed through with Vice Chairman of the Perry County Commission, Carlton Lewis. They did the work on it. Albert just put his name on the application, and I got copies of the application. But see, nobody ever speaks on that. You know why? Because it doesn't fit the narrative that you're trying to put out. Now, if you say Robert provide facts, I don't like what he's doing, I disagree about how much he posts and what he say, then there's no argument for me. But me sharing a photo of somebody else seeing the chairman, that's not stalking. The community sees. The community is speaking. The awareness is raising. People are tired of the lies and the dysfunction. They tired of riding around seeing these roads. They tired of that they water looking like Hennessy, Cavassier, and cognac. But you're talking about I'm obsessed. My brother, I'm moving back at the end of this month. If you think I'm going to be quiet and I got brown water, if you think I'm going to be quiet and there's infrastructure issues and it's a direct responsibility of those people who are elected, if you think I'm going to be quiet, if you think I'm obsessive now, boy, wait till I get back here. It's called accountability. You may not know, right? You may not know this, right? I come from an organization that's about discipline, structure, and accountability. That's an organization, a professional organization that I've been a part of for the last 26 years. It is what I'm accustomed to. I have never said anything personal. Never said anything personal. But it is what it is. Right? And you know what's funny? The individual that made the comment don't even live in the area anymore. And then you got you got an issue with me who don't live there advocating for what's better. What it is, man. If you from there and you left, why did you leave? Did you leave because it's better opportunities? Did you leave because of the infrastructure? Accountability feels like an attack to those who don't want to be accountable, want to be held accountable. And we got some leaders who don't want to be held accountable. We got leaders who was elected and ain't even talking to the people. We got a mayor who's talking about bankruptcy, but ain't even telling the people the truth about the financial situation in the city. From 2019 to 2022, the city of Marion, the city government, had a surplus in 2019 of 1.59 million, and in 2022, they had a negative 341,000. Now, I know that you support that individual. Where have you been vocal about that? You see what I'm saying? Let's just be honest. Be intellectually honest. That's all I'm saying. Be intellectually honest. And the people that have been the loudest against what I do are the people that are aligned with the people that are responsible for the degradation, for the deplorable conditions, and for the reality that we deal with. Everybody. Right? And that's all I'm saying. Just be honest. Say, I don't agree with what you're doing. You ain't got nothing on me. But to say it seems like it get personal, provide me one time where I've been personal. How is it personal for somebody sharing sharing a picture to me, right? Sharing a picture to me. Sharing a picture to me. Sharing a picture to me, and I show that picture to the community of evidence of a county official in a county vehicle at their private business. You know, that's an ethics violation, right? Oh, ain't nothing wrong with stopping there. Well, he could have drove his own personal vehicle, but you know why he didn't? Because he drove that county vehicle from his house. You know, in the military, we have what we call TMPs, government vehicles, right? In those government vehicles, I can use that for government purposes, but I can't drive that vehicle to my house. Hey, I'm going to continue to advocate. I'm going to continue to keep, because guess what? Perry County rising from the ashes. And it starts with accountability. It starts with accountability. Listen, the conditions that we see in Perry County are results because as a community, we have not held these elected officials accountable. And to the individuals that said this, I want you to understand something, right? Because I've been holding people accountable, the Perry County, okay, I think the individual that said this, if I'm not mistaken, I think he graduated from Francis Marion. Because of my consistency, And because I made a post calling out the chairman about the lights at the baseball field at Francis Marion, it was 565 days that went after Dr. Smiley announced that they opened up the baseball field on the 5th of April, 2025. There was a WAKA Channel 8 article that they did. 4 days later, on April the 9th, Albert made a post that he gonna secure lighting, secure funding so we can fix the lights. That was 2024 that it was. In November the 3rd, in November of 2025, I made a post. In the post that I asked, I called out, well, what happened? It's been 565 days. We hadn't heard anything. Do you know, 12 days later, Albert made a post that they secured the funding? And then 4 days later, them lights was up? Do you think them lights would have been up now if I ain't say nothing? That's what accountability is. I talked about Cedar Bluff Road. 3 days later, they put up signs about fixing it. That's what accountability does. That's not obsession. That's accountability. And if you don't understand the difference of that, then you can reach out. We can sit down and I will do my best to explain that to you. But it's not personal. It's not. It's never been. What it is we got politicians that ain't been used to being challenged. And we got people that aren't used to people being straight up and like stand 10 toes down as a man. There's nothing been confrontational. There's nothing that been aggressive in nature. Nothing like that. But do you know that the man asked me, who are you? He said, I ain't important enough. You see what I'm saying? This man talked about my medical conditions, saying my head messed up inside and out. The man lied on my daddy. You see what I'm saying? He did all of that. Where have I said anything personal about him? I'm sharing pictures. In fact, what about, I'm back, sorry about that. But what about all of the things that he's done with other people? Sharing your buddy's picture. Talking about him, talking about his failure as a leadership. Talking with him calling the news station on your buddy, the mayor of Marion, and talking about how they can't do paperwork right for the jail. How they failed to get water right for the city. How that they couldn't get a Jax to come there. All of this stuff. I've never seen nothing talking about that, but you got a problem with me showing facts. Now, what that is you just don't like who it's about. And I'm the thing with this. I stand for what's right. And if you support what's wrong or try to advocate for what's wrong, you're gonna get the standard of what's right. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. I will continue to advocate. I will continue to lift up. I will continue to do that, right? But to suggest that it is an obsession, it's not an obsession, right? It's not. I went live for the second time today because while I was on live, the man lied. He lied yesterday. This man been lying. Look, you know what's funny? I'm going to say this. Is it an obsession for me to call out the hypocrisy of Albert using Black History Highlight to highlight Coach Woody Jackson just to turn around and lie on a Hall of Fame coach, the second winningest coach in the state of Alabama, the active coach with the most wins in the state of Alabama, and lie on him like he endorsing him for election? But you saying I'm obsessed. Albert is obsessed with lying, but I don't see you saying nothing because we just used to that. Y'all just may not be used to somebody holding somebody accountable. And that's what accountability is. Look, man, I went to the Hats game tonight. I'm up down waiting on Shantae to call me so I can go pick up my bacon cheeseburger and eat. And I saw that comment because you tagged me in it. I appreciate you doing that and not in the back. I appreciate you tagging me because a lot of people like to talk about me. But I just wanted to come clear the air. And if you want to get to know me and know about me, right, you can reach out for real. You'll reach out and you'll see where I'm coming from. A lot of people don't know me, so they making up stuff. A lot of people just upset because they support the people that I'm talking about. But all those people that support these people, right? When you have issues, right? When you have issues, when you got dirty water and the mayor said it's just dirt, or brown water is just dirt, right? When Perry County is the second poorest county. And the sad thing is, when I bring that up, people think I'm trying to put it down. No, that's facts. Those are facts. And the sad thing is, a lot of people don't even realize outside of Perry County, other people don't want to deal with Perry County because of the elected officials that we have in the county. But we just want to protect our own because that's all we know, right? No. This is what it is. See, it's called discipline, being committed, and accountability. That's just what that is. Listen, if you go back to my page, if you want to look it up, I know you probably don't, but I did a post about accountability versus obsession. I told you this divine, I ain't got to do that, man. Stuff falling in. The community is sending in information, right? Not only the community sending in information, I can sit right here and something pop up. Boom, it's right there. I'm not obsessed. I'm just responding and I'm calling it out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna create a sign. A good friend of mine gave me an idea, recommend a good idea. I'm gonna create a picture that I'm gonna post. And when I see a live, it's like breaking news. Because of the lies, I'm going live in 5, just to give people a notice when I be going live, just a response to the lies out there. It's called accountability, right? And I know you made the post and you said, "He who hasn't sinned, cast the first stone." And you said everybody got skeletons. What skeletons am I talking about? What personal am I talking about? What you're doing as an elected official in public office, that's not skeletons. Right? I've demonstrated that I can be corrected. I welcome that. I didn't cower away like other elected officials, those that you support, who cower away, who do cowardly things like report somebody using their official photo to Facebook for violation of copyright infringements and intellectual property. Your boy did that. And he did it on the 2 posts I did about audits after I shared the audits with him, asking him to share it with the city. And he never did that. So what you got to say about that? You see what I'm saying? I've been consistent. I shared some photos that were shared with me from the Hale County Jail. And folks got mad at me for sharing that. Am I obsessed with Hale County Jail now? I just been focused on Marion. Why? Because the city of Marion had a water crisis and they got leadership that was about to fumble the bag on getting more funding to fix the issue. And they ain't talking to the people. And it's a financial crisis in Marion. They ain't paying bills, creditors, all that stuff. It's some stuff going on. But you know what? Just wait, my boy. And when everything comes out and people are really held accountable for the things that they did, I wonder what you would say then. I wonder where you say it was obsession then. This is divine, my man. It's divine. And when something is divine, the Spirit of God, if you have the Spirit of God, it always will upset demons. Always will upset demons. It is. If you walk with an anointing, it makes those demons get irritated. The presence of the presence of God. If something is divine, the very presence of it make them get irritated. And I know I'm irritating a lot of people because the people that I'm irritating are the ones that have benefited from the chaos and the dysfunction. They're the ones that benefited from it. They're the ones that then try to get in and get jobs from it and do all these things. I know, man, there's been plenty of people that's friends of mine on Facebook and try to be smiling in my face, but I know they talk about me behind my back. My thing is, I'm not going to talk about you behind your back. I'll come and tell you, and, I know what you did. I know what you did. And it ain't no beef, but I know what you did, and I know how to treat you with a long-handed spoon. I don't have to trust you to respect you. Right? And I just wanted to jump on here and discuss that because I felt it's necessary to have that discussion. Right? Because it is okay to disagree, but to suggest that it's obsession is not an obsession. It's not. It's not. The people are seeing it. And the thing about it is not only that the people are seeing it, but you see these elected officials moving rather differently around here right now. You know why? Accountability. 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 And as a community, we have been quiet for far too long. And accountability is coming. It's waking up. I just tell you like this. If you think I was bad before, man, wait in 2 weeks when I come back and I'll be retired. I ain't got nothing else to do because I don't have to work. I'm in a position where I'm 46 years old. I've made some choices that put me in a position where I don't have to work. I can work if I want to. Then I ain't sitting around here and somebody can try to come give me a couple dollars on the side and I'll compromise my integrity for that. God has positioned me here to do his work. And I'm going to do the work. It's called accountability. It's scripture, like you said, he who casts a sin, he who is without sin cast the first stone. You want to quote scripture? Scripture also said, speak up for those who can't speak for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So, it is what it is, man. I hope y'all guys have a great Valentine's Day. And I hope everybody is doing well. But I wanted to come on to address that directly so that, that you can have full context. Full context. Reach out to me. If you want to know more, if you want to know my why, I explained it on here before. But if you want to know more, reach out to me. Send me a message. We'll exchange numbers and we'll talk. I'll talk to you. Like I said, I'm here to help. But see, people don't want help because if you hold them accountable, we got some sensitive. Man, I told my sister, I said, man, I did not know that we had people this sensitive back home. I did not know we had people this sensitive back home. Because you asking questions, people think you're attacking them. And what the community don't know, and I was just talking to somebody tonight after I did my orders up at Shantae. That's your information. Do you know that Albert driving the county vehicle, that the people paying for the gas in there? Do you know Albert put 80,000 miles on a vehicle in 1 year? 80,000 miles on a vehicle in 1 year? So how much money in gas you think the people in Perry County spent? Do you know? Hey, listen, I just want people to know. Do you know the average got like something that he doing that the commissioners, if they go on a trip, the other commissioners have to use their money and they get reimbursed and have to wait till they come back for Albert to sign a paper so they get reimbursed. But Albert used the county credit card when he goes somewhere. Did you know that? You see what I'm saying? See, the more stuff that I find out, the more of this stuff, and you look at it, I'm like, what is going on? And it's just calling that out. That's what that is. It's calling that out. And that's all I'm doing, calling it out. It's not obsession. It's called accountability. And as I said, it's not obsession, it's called accountability. And with that being said, as a military man, especially as an officer, just want to go ahead on and salute you, my boy. Salute you. Now, what I hope is, I hope this is a genuine concern from you, that's coming from you, because the people in the past that have came and expressed their issues with me, with Albert, have been people that have been alleged to be compensated to try to be disruptors. Or they've been connected with Albert they've gotten some contracts through him before, or they've done business with him. Right? There's always seemed to be a connection in that way. And like I said, I'm not looking for everybody to agree with me. Matter of fact, I'm not saying this to be mean, but I don't care if you agree with me or not. Sometimes when God tell you to go, you just got to go. You got to do it. I got family members that haven't agreed with me. Close family members haven't agreed with what I've been doing. Initially, now they're seeing what has actually happened. And guess what? They're saying, okay, all right, it is what it is. So, got the train coming. Y'all hear the train in the background? That choo-choo train? You know how a train get going and you can't stop it? You can't stop change happening in 2026. Change is coming. Change is coming. They said either you get on or you get out the way. A rising tide lifts all ships. But those with holes in the bottom still will sink to the bottom. So with that, as accountability rises, for those who are for accountability, they're going to be elevated. Those who for the same old, got all of the holes in the boat, in the bow, and all of that stuff, as the tide rise, they ship gonna sink. The question is, are you gonna rise or are you gonna sink? Now we can, like, the stuff that we got right now in Perry County is not working. So why keep doing the same old? That's insanity. Doing the same thing, expecting something different. Right. So, man, I hope you guys have a blessed evening. And I just wanted to jump on here and address that directly. When I saw the comment, I was going to type up something. It was in the What's Happening in Marion page. But he has a right to have his opinion, and I have a right to respond. It's not obsession, man. It's accountability. I've been very clear on that. And please provide me one time that I've been personal. If you want to know about the AI, the cartoons, you want to know why I went to AI and cartoons? Because of your boy Dexter. I used his official mayor photo that I went to Google and I said, the city of Marion, Alabama mayor, Dexter Hinton official photo. The first photo that popped up was a photo from Instagram of him sitting behind his desk that was shared on our mayor's public Instagram page. And on that public Instagram page, I saved that photo, and that's the photo that I was using when I made references to hold the elected officials accountable for things pertaining to Marion. I used the mayor picture. He reported that to Facebook for copyright infringement for intellectual property. I used it before, but he only did it for the 2-1 with the audit. So guess what? He doesn't have intellectual property. If I create a cartoon, AI cartoon, he doesn't have intellectual property over there. So that's why I went to the cartoon. Right? But you also didn't say anything about the infographic that I provided too. You also didn't say anything about the timeline and how I showed people how they can request public information and understanding the difference of what the Alabama open records law say. You see what I'm saying? That's accountability. That's awareness. That's empowerment. That's what that looks like. That's what that is. Man, y'all guys have a great evening. Looking forward to, I'm excited. Got my cousin wedding tomorrow. Valentine's Day tomorrow. She getting married on Valentine's Day. Blessed to officiate the wedding. And just looking forward to see family and love on my people. But I'm still ain't stopping about holding people accountable. So I just wanted to put that out in the air. Talk to you guys later. God bless.